Greetings, aliens. It is me, your one and only host, Miss Ella Sanchez of the Nadie Preguntó podcast, because truly nobody asked for this podcast whatsoever. But I'm having a blast and I hope you are too. Guys, it's a time. It's spooky season. And I'm also a little under the weather right now. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't feel like aggressive, knock on wood, that it doesn't like fully become like a full on cold, but I feel like I'm a little under the weather. My voice is so much lower than usual. And I had like, it's so weird. Like, it started off as like a runny nose, then that went away, thank God. And then it kind of just started becoming just a cough. So, yeah, my voice is not the best. I do sound a little congested. But yeah, I it's like a really weird cold. Like, it's not fully developed. Like I said, knock on wood that it doesn't fully develop fully, but I do sound a little different right now, so bear with me. I'm a little congested. But the show must go on, of course. So I don't want to make this intro too long, but nonetheless, we're back. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. I hope that you're doing great. I'm glad that you're taking some time to even listen to what I have to say. And honestly, I say the occasional nothing, but the occasional something. And then for those who are returning, hi, how are you? I hope everything you are aspiring for is going to come true. I hope that everything you're working towards is on its way to you. I hope that you're in good health and good spirits. And if not, everything can go better tomorrow. Like to quote my girl Carol G, mañana será bonito, which is so true. But today is going to be a silly little episode because it is Halloween weekend. And you're probably like, girl, where's your I don't believe in Halloween right now. I'll get into it in a second. We have a lot to discuss and unpack today, but just keep in mind today is going to be a silly little dandy episode. But nonetheless, guys, I will see you guys in the next segment. Enjoy today's episode. And we're back, ladies and gents. So today's episode is gonna be obviously Halloweeny themed. But here's my thing. This is gonna go live kind of like after the Halloween festivities die down, because that's what Sundays are for me, like just rotting in all ways possible. However, I need to explain why I'm not a big Halloweeny girl, because honestly, I have never been a fan of it. Like when I was younger, actually, you know what? I know why I'm not a big Halloween girl and never have been. When I was younger, I can vividly remember I was in Florida at the time, and I was living there with my mom, and I was studying for, I don't know what grade this was. I don't remember, but I remember literally every other thing except for like how old I was, honestly, but I was really young. And I remember I was studying for a quiz, and because I had it coming up after Halloween, and obviously my parents being my parents, they were like, yeah, if you don't do well in school, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah. So I vividly remember I was studying with my mom, and I made plans to go trick-or-treating with a friend of mine at that time. And I vividly remember, I don't know what it was, but I ended up feeling, I feel bad to this day about it right now that I think about it, because my friend got there for the time that we were going to all go trick-or-treating in my neighborhood. And well, I had to tell my mother because I still wasn't getting the material for this quiz I was going to have literally right after Halloween. It was a science quiz, I remember. So I had my mom go tell my friend's mom, being like, hey, uh she's not gonna do trick-or-treating right now because she wants to study for this quiz. Yeah. And that's kind of where it all started, folks. That's kind of where it all started. I've never been a big Halloween girl, to be honest, aside from, education aside, but it just feels like too overstimulating to come up with an idea and then follow through with it. Gemini and ADHD me could not be more true. But guys, enough about me. Y'all don't care. But here's the thing. I always start off with inspo as to like why I'm doing the episode title or what the episode is going to be. And the inspo is obviously Halloween. Duh. And so I have my lovely notes here with me. Obviously, you guys know I always read them on my iPad. It's going to be in no particular order, but it's similar style to when I did the fall ins and outs list. This is going to be true spooky scary things, or not like spooky scary as in like actually truly scary, some of them, but more so like makes you sit and question a little bit, being like, never thought of it that way. And this is my list, by the way. I'm going to preface by saying I don't want to hear none of you guys talking about, well, that's not really scary. I don't care. This is my episode, my podcast, my concept. Like those memes that are like a haunted house, but it's like XYZ. Yeah. I saw a really good one that was like, it's a haunted house, but it's just the Microsoft Teams phone call ringtone. I'm like, yep, I used Teams before. It's daunting. Or it's like a haunted house, but it's just your alarm in the morning. I'm like, yep, that's the one. But guys, it's a Halloweeny time. And before I get into today's episode, I'm going to preface obviously by saying, like I said, this is meant to be silly, funny, some of them, not all of them. And it's a long list. I don't think I'm going to go through all of it today. There's just going to be ones that I just throw out there, no particular order. And on top of that, I hope you guys are having a safe Halloween, or you guys had a safe Halloween. Please be diligent, okay? Please have a designated driver, order the Uber or the Waymo, order something to get you home safe and sound, and with your friends and loved ones as well. Make sure they don't go doing whatever. Please keep an eye on your friends or whoever you go without at the time. I will be rotting in my house with my cat because he is a black cat, so he is the real Halloween for me. However, though, you know what's funny is like I had my sister, because there's like this big party that my sister goes to all the time. It's like a really famous party in LA, and she was like, "Yo, you trying to go?" I'm like, I mean, yeah. And then she was like, well, you need a costume. This is how unserious I am about Halloween. It's like literally the biggest party in Los Angeles. Like, I don't think you guys understand. I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say all the deets, but it really is the party. Like, I've been to one of his parties, but like it's, what's it called? It wasn't it wasn't a Halloween party. It was just like some random party this guy was throwing, and he's like known for his parties. Like the guy's a millionaire, the billionaire, dare I say. I'm not gonna say his name. Just saying, it's a big party, and if you're in LA, like a real Angelino, you know what I'm talking about. But he throws these big parties just to throw parties. Like he literally just doesn't really show up. Really, like I don't think I saw him once that whole night, or maybe I saw him once when I was at this party. And this isn't me to say flexing. This isn't me flexing or any way. But like my sister invited me to like the big party because he always has a big Halloween party, and we like she loves to go because it's like always a fun time. And he always provided food, like joints, all that good shit. But honestly, it's so weird that I ever ended up there. It's like a really random side quest I did at one point. But nonetheless, how unserious I am about Halloween is like obviously for the Halloween party, you do need a costume. Like you cannot go into the party unless you have a costume. And my sister was like, so you try to go? I'm like, hell yeah, put me on the list. And she was like, well, you do need a costume. I'm like, ugh. Ugh. I literally turned it down because I just didn't want to do that. Like I could have gone to the party tomorrow, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm okay. Actually, have fun without me. I'm not trying to do a whole costume right now, babe. Either I go all in or I don't do it at all. And I feel like, hot take, I know y'all are going to bully me for this, but I feel like Halloween is more fun when you have like, you know, a team, like a styling team, a wardrobe team, a makeup artist, like the rich bitch shit, like glam stuff. I feel like it's only fun when you do that. I don't know why. I've always thought if it was that way. If I was like, if I'm going to do Halloween one year, I'm going to do it with a team. Like that's my plan in the future. When I make it big up, you know, I made it when I do Halloween, and it's like not one false um not one false thing. Like I do it all to the T. I do every concept I want, not missing a hair. Hair done, makeup done, all to what I'm asking for, by the way. So that's my ideology. Did you ask? No at all. And you're probably like, bitch, are you gonna get into the episode or not? Yes. So without further ado, we are going to get into my list of spooky, scary things, or things that should be kind of spooky and scary. To quote Kendrick Lamar, crazy, scary, spooky, dare I say, hilarious. Okay? So, number one, I've always said this a million times. And like I said, these are in no particular order. Number one, situationships. Voluntarily. I find that to be so spooky and scary. You want to know why? Because why in general? I can end the question there. Just why? I don't see the excitement about that. I don't see what's so exciting about you liking somebody and they're just using you to have sex with you, have access to you, and thinking you're going to be together one day, knowing damn well deep in your heart that you guys won't be, but you still do it. That's spooky scary to me. That's spooky scary, not hilarious to me. That's actually demonic. And here's the thing, I don't know how you guys get into situationships back to back, because I went through that 2020, 2021. And that was enough for me to never want to do that shit again. That was like that. I literally had only one lesson, and one lesson did I learn enough. I don't know how you guys do that back to back. I just don't get it. You need to go to therapy and work it out on the remix with your therapist, or do something. Do an in-depth analysis of yourself. I don't know, but something's got to give. Like, I just don't get it. And then my next one, guys. Okay, this is going to be a really fun one because there's an article I want to talk about. Having a boyfriend is spooky, scary, not hilarious. Well, kind of hilarious, actually. Okay, so guys, there's an article, if you guys don't know, that just came out this week of like Halloween weekend, or no, Halloween week, I guess you can say, Halloweek, if you will. I don't remember I don't know how to say her name, but it's like Shantae Joseph, I believe, on Vogue Business. And the article is literally in bold, is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? Headline of the century. I was sat. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go read this. I sat. I read. My cat next to me. I'm like, all right, let's see what this baddie is cooking up in here. Somebody's cooking something in this article, and I got to get to the bottom of it, okay? And I also subscribe to Vogue Business in my email because I love their newsletters. So I'm like, okay, time to do the in-depth analysis. I got on my phone. I went to Safari, opened it up, and then I put the show reader. Yeah, that's how serious it is to me, because my eyes were laser focused. That's the first time in my entire ADHD diagnosis I got earlier this year that I really sat the fuck down and shut the fuck up and read something that really was like stimulating. Now, basically, for those who are going to get upset, get your cootie or your coochie in a twist, your dick in a little pretzel roll. The whole point of the article, in conclusion, was, quite honestly, the end goal is not as celebrated to have a man at the end of the day. It's kind of true, guys. I'm sorry. If the man is not bringing, or like partner, but in this case, we're talking about heterosexual relationships, of course. But like, if you are bisexual or you abide by another sexual orientation, not heterosexual or cisgender, just take it as you will. Just apply it to like who you've dated in the past. But if the person you're with and or man is not providing you with some form of like addition to your life, like making your life easier, making your life better, I just don't see why we need to celebrate having a partner. Yeah. Yeah. And then the woman that wrote the article, I actually didn't know that like when I liked the video of like the headline, it was her that was like talking about her article. Like I just felt like when I first saw it, like she didn't really introduce it in the first 5 seconds of the TikTok of her like saying this is like my article. She was just like explaining the article, and I was like, oh, that's so true. Yeah, I liked it. And then I found out it was her that was like, okay, so I wrote this. I'm like, oh, maybe I need to pay attention a little more. I need to do my little research a little more. Let's research for real, mama. Let's do that. So having a boyfriend is not the end goal, guys. And that is spooky, scary, hilarious. Not always, but it is spooky, scary sometimes, because not in my experience. I'm very thankful that like I have dealt with horrible men in the past, like just very average, very boring. But when you really see how other women have dealt with men before, jump, scare. I'm like, my fellow baddies, we need to stand up as a collective. It is terrifying, truly. That is the really spooky, scary part of this whole episode so far. Having a boyfriend sounds scary. Because one day, he could cheat on you. He can leave you. And I'm not saying my other women don't do that, okay? All right? But we're talking about men right now. This is my podcast. We're talking about men only on this podcast right now. How they do be cheaters and diabolical. So it's every day I see new women talking about how evil they are in their own ways. And quite honestly, it tracks. It's quite sad. So that's why women are like, you know what? I'm good. And I'm honestly on that road slowly but surely. Because honestly, y'all, I just don't see it as being an end goal for me anymore. Like at some point, maybe in my life. But also at the same time, a lot of men want children, and I don't want to do that. Like, I think that sounds like personal hell, in my opinion. And I don't think there's a man worthy enough in the world that I ever see myself with in the future or at any point in my life that is worthy of having a kid with me. Like, I just don't see it. So I just don't think there's a man in the world that's like literally worthy of having a child with. I just don't think it's like really that worth it. And I just don't see the excitement really. Like, I think that if you have a boyfriend right now or you have a partner in your life right now and they actually are a good partner, I'm happy for you, girl. I really do love seeing women being happy and being treated properly. But when you learn the nitty gritty of how it, like what it takes to get there, it's like rarely 99% of the time, like it's rarely out of love. It's rarely out of that. It's more so just like compatibility, or they had to work so much to get to like where they are right now. It's like, I don't want to do that shit, man. Ugh. I don't want to be in like couples therapy. Oh my God, no. I'm down to do the whole lovey dovey shit, but you'll lose me if it gets to like couples therapy. Man, don't piss me off. Just the thought of it? Oh no. No. At that point, I'm a big believer in like just breaking up. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh, he makes you mad? Break up with him. I don't care. I'm just saying. But I have seen a lot of discourse currently, though, women cheating on their partners and they're actually good men. I'm like, all right, wrap it up, girl. No. I do not support all women either, all right? No. Because there's a lot of discourse going on about like women staying friends with other women that cheat on their boyfriends. I'm like, girl, that's your business. I'm not. I have learned very early on to not be in my friend's business. And once you learn that lesson, you will be free. I used to be the friend that like would always give you my insight when you didn't ask for it. And I still am that friend, but it's just like your friends are going to end up doing whatever they want to do. Like anybody you give advice to in the world, they are going to do whatever it is that they want to do at the end of the day. Trust. Save your breath, babe. Do not give your besties advice. You can be there for them, but do not give them advice because quite honestly, they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to do what it is that you're telling them to do or that they should do. And quite honestly, you're going to have to deal with that. If that's what you want in a friend. However, though, my thing is, it's like once you learn that lesson early on, you got to stay out of people's business, even if they are your besties. Unless like it isn't a dangerous situation, then sure, yes, you need to be a little more aggressive with your friend about it. But when it comes to like friends of mine that have cheated on their partners, it's really rare. I don't really deal with those people anymore for other reasons, not related to that. But I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, girl, but hey, nothing to do with me. And also, if the guy's kind of shitty, I'm like, you could just break up with him, girl. Like, you could just end things and then go do what you want. But hey, I digress. But then there's that other conversation on the other side of the coin that women are having right now that it's like, well, if a woman cheats, or no, if a guy and a woman be together and the woman knows that this guy has a girlfriend or a wife or whatever, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to cut you off for that. I will have to cut you off for that. I'm like, bitch, you can't be serious. I do not support all women truly. Not a lot of the time. I'm like, girl, let's think with our heads a little bit. Why are you with a man that has a girlfriend or especially a wife? Ah! Ugh! Low value bitches, for real. Ugh. No. And especially also, I will give some shit on my girlfriends that like will cheat on a guy. And I'm like, dude, he's actually not awful. Like, come on, fool. But most of the time I have dealt with like women that have cheated and like their partners are just not the best or they're just not giving them enough attention. I'm like, well, I don't think we need to go to the extreme of cheating. We could just communicate our feelings. Let's do that first. And if he still sucks after that, then none of my business after. But what I will say though, I'm not dealing with you bitches that know that a guy has a girlfriend or wife and then still gets with him anyway. Nah, bitch. You lose me there. You get me out. I'm like, girl, what did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? That he's going to divorce his wife for you? No. Anyway, next thing, our government. That's another scary, spooky thing on my list. Do I need to elaborate? Like, can you go read a headline? Then you'll see why I'm saying it's scary, spooky, not even near hilarious. The government has shut down. They're cutting off food stamps. Yeah, that is very scary, spooky. Yeah. If anything, it's not even spooky. It's scary. So go read a headline. Go read a headline of our modern day, and you tell me if that's not worthy of being on the spooky, scary list for me. Go, read a headline, read it through, double check if it's a real headline, then get back to me. Thank you so much. Next thing, natural disasters. And now, I add this to my list because here's my thing. As you guys know, if you don't already, I did live in Florida when I was about 7 to 12. So that's like a good 5-6 years of my life in Florida, right? And I never experienced a hurricane, knock on wood. I've experienced tropical storms, but I have not experienced hurricanes during the time I was there. My mom and I to this day are like, we never really experienced one. I find that kind of crazy. We were there for a long time and we just never went through it. But all of my primos in Florida were there for Katrina. I think that was the one that was like the big, big, crazy one. And they tell me stories to this day about it, and it's no joke. However, though, I never experienced a hurricane before. But as if you guys don't know, there is a hurricane going on called Hurricane Melissa. It's apparently one of the worst ones in history. I haven't seen if it matches Katrina, but I have seen that it's making records, like record-breaking type of hurricane. And I'm like, oh, this is bad. Like, it's already bad when you hear about it, but I did see footage. I believe it was like an Air Force plane that was flying in the eye of Melissa. And I was like, oh. Here's the thing. Since I've never experienced a hurricane, I know, I mean, when I lived in Florida, everybody knows the eye of the hurricane is like the chill part. Like when it lands, like when you get in the eye of the hurricane, you can actually go outside. Like nothing is happening. It's quiet. It's cool. The wind, nowhere. There's no rain, nothing. So my thing is like, I saw the footage, right? Of this like Air Force, that's like this Air Force plane. Sorry guys, my brightness went down and I can't see. Anyways, this Air Force plane was recording inside the eye. Girl, that shit like intrigued me, but it terrified me. Like you can just see, it looks like a whole wall, obviously. You're inside an eye. You obviously look like you're inside a wall, or like you're the inside and like you're inside like a place. I want to think of it, okay, for my Avatar fans, think of Ba Sing Se, okay? Like city, all the walls. Just think of that as the footage of what I saw in the hurricane. Because, bro, I lost it. I was like, oh, I'm scared. I'm terrified. That will never be me in any situation, but I'm scared. That was terrifying because, like, to me, I know we all know natural disasters occur. We know that we will live them. A lot of people out here have experienced them. California has fires and earthquakes. Florida has hurricanes, flooding. Like, these are all things that are very detrimental. However, though, when you see footage of these things happening, you're like, oh shit. oh, somebody lived that and was in it and most likely almost lost, or if lost their life to it. I don't know, guys. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. And there's this one thing, tornadoes I'm fascinated by, but they scare me because I see footage. And same with volcanoes. I'm like, you mean to tell me there's like a huge little kind of funnel looking thing made out of ground entirely, made from Earth itself, and then it just shoots out lava at a random time in life, causes like the earth to shatter a little bit, like whoever's on the land will, like, it feels like an earthquake at first and then boom, lava. And nobody finds that scary. Nobody finds that spooky. I find that very spooky and very scary. So we're moving on. Anyways, let's see. My next thing, how tone deaf everyone is. Y'all, I'm not expecting a billionaire to know the price of something. I really don't think so. But Kim Kardashian, on a recent interview, came out and was like, I don't know what the price of a milk carton is. I'm like, oh, here we fucking go. What did I expect though? It's the Kardashians. Like, it doesn't really surprise me that much, but I'm like, oh, we're there. Got it. Next thing on my list, the job market. Do I need to elaborate? You can go on Google. You can go on IG. You can go anywhere and Google the job market today. And you will see why that is scary spooky. Yeah. I don't feel like elaborating because I don't have enough breath to do that. So, next thing, inflation. The big one on my list is the big, spooky, scary, nowhere near hilarious thing on my scary, spooky list of this year and onwards. My thing is, I just don't understand. I mean, I do, obviously, economics, duh. But I'm worried. Because when you think of how good the good old times were back in the day, and I only say this, guys, because here's the thing. I had a really sad realization a couple years ago. Me being Gen Z, I'm a 99 baby. I know jump scare for a lot of people, but my audience predominantly is like 25 and older. So I'm like, oh, thank God. Whew. I don't have to explain things to an 18-year-old. Oh, no, thank you. No, I'm not talking to an 18-year-old. Not at all. But my thing is, I had a realization that was so sad earlier, like like when the first 2020s hit and everything was starting to shamble. I was like, in my mind, I was like, I really have never experienced cheap living. I was born right when rent got expensive. I was born into a society that made everything expensive the second I was conscious enough to live in it. Yeah. I mean, listen, in 99, was it cheap? Yeah. My parents would tell me every day. Every day to this day, they tell me, oh, yeah, like 90s and 80s, life was good. 70s, yeah, life was good. I could afford to live. I could afford on the pay one paycheck only. Now, I don't think anybody really registers how scary, spooky it really is inflation. Because now that I think about it, I am like, okay, when I started driving for the first time, I was 16, obviously. And I passed on the first time, by the way. Flex on you hoes that didn't. Check yourself. But I went to go get gas before I was driving to school. I was still in high school, so I went to school. I drove to school. Flex at the time. It's like the biggest flex when you're that age, honestly. When you're that age at like freshly 16, like, and you can finally drive yourself to school. Oh, there's no rush. There is no better rush. No one can tell you shit for real. But I remember when I was 16, I think there was some random it wasn't the big presidential election, I don't think. Or no, actually it was. I voted. I don't remember who I voted for. Oh no, it was 2016. Oh no, I couldn't vote. I wasn't old enough to. Nonetheless, it was the election when I finally turned 18, like after that election. But nonetheless, I voted, right, for the first time. And I remember gas was still $3. Pretty much almost, or I think it was like $4 in some other places already at the time. And it was like, yeah, it was like $3 to $4 at this point. And it was only $4 in other gas stations around my city, but not everywhere. It was like that slow jump period, I remember. I'm 26 now, y'all. That was 10 years ago. Shit, wow, I'm so fucking, or no, 9, 10 years ago. That is scary to me. Because nothing has really changed, man. Nothing has really changed. It's gone up to $5, $6 almost. In some parts of NorCal, it went to $10. So, really, did I ever experience, me personally, a life that isn't inflation? No, I haven't. My sister has. My mom and dad have. my tios in Florida have. And they have a cheaper, like, they have a lower tax percentage. And I'm like, y'all, when is it gonna end? Like, I mean, obviously every economist is like saying, oh no, it's not going to. I'm like, right, of course, of course it's not. Of course it's not. But knowing that I have never experienced what it's like to have at least affordability is really tragic. When that realization first hit me for the first time, I was like, oh, I'm doomed. Wow, 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 wow. Anyways, y'all, my number one scary spooky thing on my scary spooky list has to be inflation. Always. And I say this because when I had that realization at the ripe age of like 26 years ago, that I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. I have never experienced affordability in my life. Because when I was born, 99, all those early years wasted on childhood, man. All those years wasted. All those years were just flew right by me. I couldn't afford to buy a house. I was what, 1 years old? And now that I'm old enough and conscious enough, my frontal lobe is done and fully developed and fully dropped. I don't have the luxury, like most people do listening to this as well, of what affordability is like. To live off of one, maybe at most two jobs. Or, if anything, be able to live alone. Yeah. Let that in. Let that sink in with yourselves. Thank you. Anyways, next thing on my list. Let's see. Oh, this is like a totally random one. I don't understand you guys that hate working out. I don't understand it. I haven't worked out all this week because my health has been very weird. Like, I just, knock on wood, obviously it doesn't get worse or anything. But I'm over here like, how are people out there not enjoying a workout? Dude, the way there are no drugs, no alcohol in this world, nothing that gets me to a close of a high than like a workout class. Nothing in, not, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing in this world can match the high of a workout class for me. And I don't understand how people out there don't have that feeling. It's always, I hate sweating. Shower after. Are you dumb? Oh, I just don't like moving my body. You don't feel stiff at all? Dude, when I don't work out for like a good amount of time, like right now, like a week because I've been sick, dude, I feel stiff, bro. I feel like a fucking cardboard. I feel like an actual, you know what? Best I can describe it, I feel like a door, right? A door frame. No handle, nothing. That's how stiff I feel right now. And I'm also on my period to make matters so much worse, of course. Of course, because of course, like a woman having a bad time, of course, let's add her period on top. That's my life. So I've gotten, obviously, all my women out there know that, like, you've gotten your period at like probably the worst of times at some point in your life. And if you haven't yet, oh, trust me, it's coming. And my next thing, crazy, scary, and spooky, the damn phone. Do I need to elaborate? No. You open your phone, wow, millions of things are going on in the world. And I'm like, wow, I wish I could help everybody, but I cannot. So get informed, put the phone down. That's all you need to do. Next thing, college. Now you're probably thinking, like, girl, why college? Here's the thing. I was having another yet crisis of myself, an existential crisis, if you will. And I was like, you know what? I do miss college for the sense of feeling better than everybody. And I only say this, listen, I know how it sounds, but I do like the structure of college, like everybody says. I do like the routine of college. I do like that you're feeding the stimulus of your mind. Your mind is just like doing, it's like that Cynthia Erivo meme. It's like where she's like tapping her head. She's like going like this. Yeah, that's how it feels. That's truly how it feels. Because you're learning something, right? But the only downside of college for me was that, like, it just felt like busy work. I just felt like I was just doing things to do things. It was just like not fulfilling. It was just like do it and then submit it, you know? But I also was really good at college. Not to flex, y'all. Like, for those who don't know, I went to college prep my entire life. Literally every day before I stepped foot on a college campus. So, college level work is really just work for me. It's just a homework assignment to me. And when I tell you, like, sometimes I think about how hard my high school was. Like, many years later, my sister and I had this conversation because we both went to the same high school, obviously just different years because we're so much older or age apart in each other. But she was like, "Yeah, I remember our school being really hard." And I'm like, literally, why was I up until like 2 a.m. one day in high school doing a homework assignment that takes 3 hours to learn and another two to do? I don't get it, yo. And I don't miss those days. That's why my brain was like, oh, I need to like retire this. Okay. Then when I got to college, I was like, there's nothing exciting here anymore. I'm like, I feel like not smarter than y'all. That's not the case by any means, but it's just like, this feels like busy work on top of it. And it also feels like easy work. That's all I'm saying. But I have tinkered with the idea of going back because I do want to finish my bachelor's because like by the time I dropped out, I was like almost done. Semi. Let me not say almost. I had like maybe a yearish left realistically, but I just didn't want to pay for it also. I just don't feel like paying for it in general. And quite honestly, if I had to pay for it myself, college wise, hey, you're not going to see me there. If I don't get the money from God knows where, the scholarship gods, FAFSA, I don't care where the money comes from, but it's not coming out of my bank account. That's all I know. I'm not doing it. Nope. No, sir. I'll only go back to college if it's fully full ride. I don't got to lift a finger aside from just doing my homework assignments. And that's all. Other than that, you will not see me there. And also, might I add, if you're going back to college, by the way, if you're on that journey, you're thinking about it, you're tinkering with the idea, do an online program where you can learn and get your degree online. There's a million ways to do it now. Honestly, you get to go online, do your work whenever. And honestly, I can do it in this room because, like, in this room right here is my office, technically. And I did all of my schoolwork here from high school to current day. So it's just nice to have that environment, nice to have the desk here, my laptop here, all that good stuff. I got my cat downstairs. He comes upstairs when he wants to accompany me. I don't need to go on campus, fool. I'm not going to do that shit like I once did back in community college. I'm not doing that shit. Don't piss me off. I'm not paying for a parking pass. I'm already paying for classes. Don't make me mad. So there's that. Next thing, a little spooky scary. There's a heat wave currently in LA right now in October. Mind you, end of October. And yesterday, or no, maybe the day before yesterday, I saw there's like I follow Secret LA on IG and they obviously post kind of news related to LA that there's a heat wave going to be hitting and I'm like, I beg your pardon. In the end of October? The end of October. Because to me, like I said a couple episodes ago, fall in Los Angeles is another summer for me. Yeah. Mind you, October started off gloomy and cold in the mornings. Middle of October, I don't really remember weather wise. And then now, heat wave. Dare I say, scared. Climate change wise. I'm like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, the East Coast is freezing, like it usually is. Like it should be around this year, mind you. Except Florida, because Florida is like a tropical type of weather. It's like an island, if you will. But why is there a heat wave in Santa Ana winds last week of October? And I didn't really believe it at first. I was like, oh, whatever. I went outside to throw out the trash one day, like maybe the day before yesterday. I was like, oh, why is it warm? Like not temperature, warm. It felt like I was literally in Florida, by the way. And as you guys know, as I haven't made it obvious this whole episode thus far, I did live in Florida. I know that type of weather. Whenever my mom and I see gloominess, but we can tell it's like humid, we can literally tell from the inside of the house. We don't even have to go outside to tell. And you know what? You want to know how I know when it's like humid in Los Angeles, but it's gloomy outside, so people think it's like dry, but not humid? it feels warm inside the house. And I'm like, oh, or like temperature-ish, not freezing. Like the air isn't on, like the AC's not on. I'm like, my mom and I look at each other like, humid, like humid type shit. That's that, like literally, I cannot be more showing how much I have lived in Florida. I feel like none of y'all believe me that I've like lived in Florida. I don't know. Nonetheless, I always feel like the need to explain it to people because that is a part of my lore, a big part of my lore. So, yeah. Next thing, having a crush is so embarrassing. It's scary and spooky. I don't have one, but I understand the initiative of like how it can be spooky and scary. Because it's like I heard a phrase one time that was like having a crush is just a lack of information. I'm like, that's so true. I don't know who that person is by any means. And I'm scared to find out more about them because I might hate them. So, anyways, next thing. Okay. Boredom in the 2020s right now. Now, my thing is, I only say that everything is kind of boring right now because everyone is kind of doing the same thing in their own way. For example, get ready with me's, morning routines being filmed. Listen, I'm not knocking it that you do it, but when it all kind of starts to look the same and we all have, quote, the same interests, there's really no enjoyment of seeing 100th video of somebody being, come with me to a Pilates class and get a matcha after, when in reality, I've seen that already 100 different times. And I'm not saying this to discourage those that are trying to do it. But what I am critiquing, though, is like, do the content, babe. No one should stop you. You have free will. You are allowed to do it if you really fucking want to. But my point is that please have your own original thoughts, your own original ideas. Turn off the phone for a moment. Go outside. Go to a friend's house. Go to a family member's house. Or go do something with your friends or family. Or have a real work-life balance outside of the phone. Basically, have your own ideas and hobbies and things and obligations you do outside of the phone. Because if I have to see another Pilates and matcha after video, you bitches are going to make me lose my mind. Let's get that straight. And actually, funny enough, the next thing on my list, completely out of order, by the way, Pilates and matcha after cult, because that is a spooky, scary thing that all of you bitches are doing the same thing. It's not original. It's not fun. It's not, dare I say, like fascinating. It's just not intriguing to me anymore. And also, I hate to be that bitch, but I'm going to be right now. Many people have been doing that long before it was being recorded. I hope you guys know that. The only reason something gets more traction or attention is unfortunately when things are recorded and publicized into the internet world. Then the whole world starts talking about it if it gets trending. Because the whole, oh my God, I'm going to go to Pilates and matcha after. I have been doing something like that for years and I just never put it on the internet. A lot of my friends have been doing things like that since forever, long before it was recorded. But instead of matcha, it was like an iced coffee or going to the gym, going at 5 a.m. before work is a routine many people in the world have been doing for like decades. They just never recorded it because you don't need to do that. But now that everybody's, recording it and doing their whole routine, it's like, get ready with me to go to the gym at 5 a.m. before work. It's like, dude, everyone has been doing that many years ago. They just didn't record it because nobody thought about it. But now that it's a thing to record it, it's like trending. It's like, no, baby. Many people that work regular jobs have been working regular jobs for centuries, it feels like. Have been doing that for many years. And they don't film it because, hello, it's distracting to for yourself. For me, I know it's distracting. If I were to try to focus on like getting a good video and routine of me being filmed, I wouldn't focus on the workout itself. I know I wouldn't. That's why I don't do it. Because I know I won't be focused on the workout. The whole point is why I want to work out. But you guys are trying to make it seem like it's this new thing. It's not. The only thing new about it is that somebody one day decided to record it and put it on the internet. And now it's a whole thing. Look, I think the videos are cute. Don't get me wrong. They're very cute. But they're repetitive. They're the same. Get ready with me to go run a mile. Get ready with me to go to the gym at 5 a.m. They're all the same, fool. And they're all the same exercises, by the way. It's always how to build that dump truck. Do you know how many videos I've seen of women trying to be like, how do you build the dump truck? It's literally the same variations in RDL, a split squat or a unilateral type of exercise, what machine to use, squats of any kind. Girl, the hinge movement. I know this already. I know it. Every other woman in the world knows it. They're all the same routines. Why do you guys still like them? That's my question. Repetitive. That's why things are boring right now. The reason why boredom in the mid-20s is hitting for me especially, and it is spooky and scary to me, because everything feels the same. Everyone's doing the whole 5 a.m. morning routine, getting matcha after Pilates now. Can you guys form an original thought? Can you guys form something original that's unique to you? And also, that doesn't mean you have to go try something if you don't want to. You don't have to go try the running club. You don't have to go try a boxing class if you don't want to, unless you voluntarily choose to do that. And then my next thing, running clubs. Now, pause. Okay. I think running, shitty. Nobody likes it. I don't like it. And I tried it already. I'm not a fan. But the only reason I would intrigue the idea is because it's free. Or it should be. Because I saw a doctor, yes, a real doctor, okay, talk about how running is actually very bad for you. And I'm so glad somebody said it, fool. I am so glad an actual doctor came forward and said, hey, guys, you're not going to like this, but running is actually quite bad for you. It's bad for your face, bad for your knees, bad for your legs. I'm like, exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, actually. Somebody had the courage to say it. Thank you. Because there is nothing good about it. You're stomping on hard ground, most likely concrete, and most likely, even worse, uneven concrete, by the way. When I first tried running like an actual serious thing, I had to look at the ground. I wasn't even looking forward of where I was going, which is very dangerous, by the way. I know I was in my neighborhood, so I know the area, thankfully. But it's scary, especially if you go running in somewhere like New York City, like city. When I go to New York, bro, I'm fast walking, yes, to get out of people's way. I can't even imagine running in New York when there's like a billion people on the sidewalk and they're obviously in all different designated imaginary lanes. Like real New Yorkers obviously say every time, like, walk the fuck faster or get the fuck out of my way, which I appreciate. When I'm there, I see the reasoning. When I'm there, I understand why New Yorkers are like that. I understand. You are in my way, actually. Get the fuck out of my way when I'm there. But when I'm in LA, I don't do that. I get in my car, beep, beep, you know? But my thing is, it's like, I can't imagine running somewhere in New York where there's people all over the place. They're all walking, obviously fast, I would hope, but none of them are usually. A good chunk of them are not. And then you have to like also consider construction going around, having to cross streets like a maniac, and also the traffic in New York City proper. Terrifying. But me, when I'm running in LA, when I tried it once in my own neighborhood, I was literally looking at the floor the whole time because I don't want to run and then hit my foot somewhere. Even though I'm wearing shoes, of course, it doesn't matter though. That can fuck up my knee. Are you guys not thinking about these things? Like, I'm all for a run idea. Like, sure, go for it, babe. I understand the reasoning for it. I understand how it can be fun. I'm a big fitness girl myself. I understand trying something new. But you will never see me run a day in my life ever again. Unless it's a treadmill. That's a little more stabilized. It's a little safer. Because you're in one location. You can adjust the height and weight or whatever. But it's still, you're slamming your fucking knee. Your entire lower half, like from your knee below, your entire leg is being slammed on something hard for miles. And nobody has thought to be like, that's actually not good for you. Even if you do stretch, even if you are taking care of your body that way, it is not good for you. And also the wind in your face, like, it's just no, I can't do it. And especially if you bitches are listening to this and you're in a fuck ass run club that costs money. I don't care if you guys have a run club and it's free. Go for it. The way it should be. But if I find out that you bitches are in run clubs paying money to be there, oh, get the fuck out of my face. You lost me. And I will not hear you out, by the way. Next thing. Let's see. Controversial. And I think I might actually end with this one. I have a lot more on my list. But I'm going to end with this one particularly. A scary, spooky, not hilarious thing on my list that people need to talk about a little more. Having kids but no marriage. Now, before the whole crowd of like, not everyone wants to get married. I am sick of you bitches fucking saying that. Oh my God, it's so aggravating. It's aggravating, bro. Oh my God. You want to talk about a marriage is too much, but having a child with someone isn't. That means you're bound to them for life. I don't care if you guys don't end up together like 90% of the time, but you still have to see them every time, every week for that's like seeing your ex every week of your child's life until they are a full-blown adult. Even then, you are not free from that. You bitches are crazy. Kids, but no ring? Oh, and before you tell me that not everyone believes in marriage, yeah, not everyone might believe in marriage, but marriage is a safety house for a lot of married folks, a lot of women. I know men hate marriage because the way divorces end is not always in favor of the guy. I know, but some of y'all need to grow the fuck up. I said it. Step your funny up. Step your money up then. Maybe get married after you guys are both stable. Did we consider that? Maybe have a prenup before. Maybe talk about it before. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I'm all for marriage. I'm all for it. But let's not be stupid either. No, 100% if you are in a community property state. That is the most important thing. That's the number one thing my mother that used to work in real estate also told me, okay? Learn where you are, what state you're in. If you're international, obviously look into those laws. If you are in a community property state like California, plan accordingly. That's all I'm saying. Plan accordingly with your prenups. And obviously, my only goal, I need to have property in my name before I get married. Like, that's my law to myself. That is my commitment to myself. I don't care if it's an apartment. I don't care if it's a teeny tiny apartment. I don't care if it's a fucking mansion. I don't care where it is also either. I'm very open to having a house in Florida. I've thought about this for many years. But I'm also very open to just having any property, regardless of where it is for me, to keep myself protected before I even meet a man, get serious with a man, because that's my property. That's my name. You are never going to get me to sell that shit. If a man ever came into my life, we got married, and he was like, well, things are bad, like financially, why don't you sell the house? I'm like, excuse me? My house? My house with my name on that deed, nobody else's name. My name on the deed. You want me to sell that for us? Oh, no. We're renting it out like grown folks and we can split it. That's what we're doing. My house, my name on the deed. I am dead serious about this shit too. Kids and no marriage, you're fucking crazy. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, not everybody wants to get married. Yeah, you might not want to get married, but it's sure going to protect you. That's for damn sure. Look into marriage law, people. We don't have to fear marriage that much. We don't have to. I know it doesn't always end well. Trust. Everybody knows about failed marriages. Everybody knows. Obviously, not only talking about the emotional damage of divorce, but obviously the divorce part where you have to obviously pay to get divorced. Yes, you have to hire lawyers. Okay. I know how it sounds. It doesn't always sound that fun. But if you're going to have a child, I think that the only reason you should get married is child protection. Me, I want to get married because I want to get married. Do I really need to elaborate? No, not really. It's my life. Argue with the wall, bro. And what kills me is that you would just get married willy-nilly. Do your in-depth analysis. Trust. Before you have that man's kid, think long and hard. Like I said earlier in my episode, which we all come down to tying it together, apparently, by accident. I didn't even plan for this to tie together. There is not one man on this planet Earth that I could ever love enough to have a child with. There just isn't. I'll love you till the end of time if that's what you want. I will love you until your dying breath, but I will not love you enough to have a child. That is too permanent. Having to see your ex, imagine you guys don't work out. My number one reason as to why I don't want to have children is because what if it doesn't work out and everybody's like, well, that's so negative to think. I'm like, no, not negative, realistic. Not negative, realistic. If you don't end up with this person and you guys have a child together, very sad when things fall apart, by the way. Very sad when divorce happens. It's very sad. Let's not ignore that factor. It is quite sad on both parties. I hope both parties are sad about it. But you have to see your ex-partner every week for the rest of your child's youth life before they can stand up on their own 2 feet and provide for themselves. How on earth does that sound anywhere near worth having a child for? It does not. And that, my friend, is the real, scary, spooky, nowhere near hilarious thing on my list today. Thank you so much, friends. I have said my part. I have said my pieces. I will not elaborate because this is my podcast, my think piece. But kids before marriage, you're nuts. Or kids and no marriage? You fucking hate that woman if that's how you fucking believe. But anyways, I hope you all have a safe Halloween because I'm recording this literally the day before Halloween, October 30th. I'm going to go make dinner now, or just, what's great is that when you like have leftovers and you just only have to do one step of the things. Yeah, life is good when you have to do that. But anyways, y'all, please take care of yourselves. Please be safe for Halloween. Please make sure you guys plan accordingly with your friends or loved ones, that everybody is safe and sound. You guys have a designated driver. If not, pay the Uber. Who cares how expensive it is? Your life is worth more. So please drink safely. Please don't get too fucked up, because I have had my friends in the past that get too silly, too fucked up on the alcohol. They injure themselves, or as worse, we can go really injure themselves on the road. So please be safe, guys. And honestly, if you're trick-or-treating at your grown-ass age, no, don't do that. If you're going to be in the house, turn the lights out if you're not in the mood for candy time. Or if you're going to just give out candy, make sure you put on a good smile for these kids, y'all. I really am starting to consider maybe buying candy for the kids in my neighborhood, because if I can't have a good time right now in this economy and in this life, at least let's have the kids have a good time in their life before they grow up and realize how horrible this world is. So, especially during the holiday time, obviously, as we're shifting into November, December, let's try to give back a little bit to some extent. It doesn't have to be financial. It can just really help somebody out, or make a child's for the holidays. Give them that childlike enjoyment. You might fucking hate your life and job, but that's no reason to take it out on a kid or be a fucking dickhead. So that being said, stay safe, be thoughtful, be careful out there, and also, more importantly, have fun. Just be aware of your surroundings, okay? Be very diligent, be on top of everything, be aware of everything, but also don't let that stop you from having a little fun. So with that being said, guys, I will see you guys in the next episode. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys have gotten your costumes and all that, but nonetheless, I will see you guys next time. Bye.